Hi, this is Tom Morrison.
Mike Douglas.
And we're here to talk about the bench press, what must be one of the most favorite exercises of all people in the weight room. Some people call Mondays bench press day in the weight room because it's probably the most often used exercise for the upper body. People love it. It allows you to use the most weight when working your upper body. Skinny guys want to try to build up their chest and their bodies, and so they want to know. If other people hear about you lifting weights, they're going to first thing ask you, how much can you bench? So we want to teach you today how to do this exercise in the safest manner possible while still lifting heavy weights, and to do it in a way that you can keep doing it for years without hurting yourself. So Michael's going to be my subject. Have a seat. We'll talk you how to do this. Okay, for starters, Michael's going to put his head down here where his eyes are able to look up at the bar, and if possible, he's even going to bring his head back a little bit further than that so that the bar is actually more above his throat. The hands, you've got little knurls on the bar, usually on an Olympic bar. You're able to see where to put your hands equal distant. You're going to have your hands usually, come on in here a little bit more. Probably use your ring finger or your pinky finger to pull where the line is. Okay? Typically, this is going to be something about 22, 28 inches, depending on how long your arms are. You want it to be in such a place that when you bring this weight out, number one, you want your arms straight. You don't want your arms bent when you're taking it off the rack. So if you can adjust it, if you have a bench that can adjust, use one and set it at such a height that your arms are straight when you lift off. All right, let's go for starters. Ready? Okay. Now, to begin with, Michael's going to tighten his body. He's going to have his shoulder blades retracted. He's going to have his shoulders down and back. His chest is up. His buttock is going to be tight. His feet flat on the floor. This is a whole body exercise. So as I'm up here, I want to know that all things down here are tight because he's pushing off of a solid base. The hands, you want your hands tight around the bar. You could almost say make white knuckles. Do not have your wrists back like this. That's tough on the wrists, and when you're lifting a heavy weight, that is not the way you want to be. Okay, from here, watch his elbows. He's going to turn them in slightly, lower the weight down, and then back up again. Again, watch the elbows. Turns them in, throws it down, and back up. A little bit further out. Come on down. Chest up, back up again. Okay, rack it down. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this is you do not want to have your elbows flared out like an L. Many times bodybuilders will bench press in such a way that they have their elbows flared so that they can try to get their pectorals doing most of the work. That is going to involve your pectorals more, but it's also going to put a lot more risk on your shoulder joint. So, let's take it one more time. Good grip, tight grip, wrist straight, bringing it forward, chest up, shoulders back, you rose it down and back up. You want about a position about 45 degrees. Come on here with the camera, take a look at this. About 45 degrees from his body is the angle you want to make with your upper arms. You're trying to get the most efficient position to push the most weight. One more time down. About 45 degrees from the body, not flared all the way out, and not in tight to the body, which would be a different kind of exercise called a close grip bench press. Okay? Now, if your partner is using a very, very heavy weight, has big 45-pound plates on each side, you're going to want to make sure that you spot him properly. So go ahead and put yourself back up here again. I want to be in a position where I've got one hand in front, one hand behind, so that I can help him. Go ahead when you come off. I can help him off. He can take a deep breath, lower the weight down, come back up. If he needs the help, my hands are right there to help get that away from him when he's finished. That's how you're going to properly help your buddy when you're doing this together, when you're lifting maximum weights. Now, as far as the do nots, do not put your feet up on the bench. That's a don't put your feet there. Don't arch your hips up into the air trying to lift more weight. That's not the healthiest position to be in. Don't bend your wrists back. And Come on, bring your hands up here. One more time. And push up. Push up with your arms. Yeah, do not protract your shoulders, trying to get more chest involvement. That makes you very unstable, and that's putting more and more pressure on than before. Finally, in the down position, because not all men have the same size rib cage. Some men have a big barrel chest, and others are flatter. Your arm, when it comes down, should not get much lower than the plane of your shoulders. If you have the ability to lower it even further, like Michael does, he shouldn't lower it all the way to the chest. This is putting an enormous amount of strain here on the shoulder. There is no kneecap on your shoulder to protect it from the forces. The line of force coming off of your pectoral is going straight into the axis of the joint here. That's causing a lot of pressure here at the shoulder. His body will not like that in years to come if he was to continue with this format. Okay, come on back up. Down one more time. That's low enough in his case. And then back up. If he keeps to that range of motion, he'll be able to lift safely, keep his joints happy and healthy, and be able to enjoy this movement for many, many years to come. Come on up. I'll flex your pecs.
Well, with that kind of work, really good.
This is Michael Douglas. I'm Tom Morrison. We'll see you next year on Bradley Wellness Center's YouTube channel.